Suck it, Warner. So here's Ari's 1600 IJN Musashi. It retails for 1800 Japanese yen, which is roughly in the ballpark of 20 US dollars. I've had this kit in my stockpile for a while now, and I figured I'd build it within 18 days before our Master Grade Heavy Arms and Wing Gundam get here. Now for 1800 yen, I'm not really expecting much, but there is some nice detail in this kit. One thing I noticed is that there is no review of this kit on the internet, and no one's done a YouTube thing on it, so I'll be the first. Let's take a quick pan view of my shop. I've already painted the hull, and it came out really nice. The other half of the hull will be painted gray. I'm going to get as close as I can to a Kure gray as possible, but I'm not a stickler for historical accuracy. The deck tan came out pretty beautiful. I dusted off some 6-year-old paints that needed a little stirring, but they still work fine. I now vouch for Tamiya paints. This workbench may be messy, but it is certainly enough room to get stuff done. We need to look at the superstructure parts that have been left to glue. I use Tester's plastic cement for general purpose gluing. I also use Tester's tube glue for larger surface areas. I'll also use Gorilla Glue in tight spots. Looks like the parts came out fairly well. We'll need to fill in some seam lines and add parts to the superstructure. Always test fit parts before you glue or assemble them so you can see if you'll have any fit problems. The masking procedure is fairly simple. We want to mask off anything we don't want to be a different color. Please note this deck tan has had 24 hours to dry. If you don't wait that amount of time, you risk pulling up paint with your masking tape. Carefully and neatly mask off areas you do not want painted. Keep your airbrush away from areas it should not be around. Effort will produce results. Here's the paint we'll be using. It's Testor's Gunship Gray. It's a darker acrylic than the plastic color, and it will suit my purposes just fine. If you don't like paint on your hands, I recommend using disposable gloves. Pick them up at the hardware store, $5 for 50. Always test your paint before spraying it onto the part. Clean up. Just run water through the airbrush to clean out the acrylic. Keep in mind you need to remove the needle to clean it carefully, and always run thinner through the brush from time to time to get those difficult clumps.